Hello, everyone, and welcome to Habitat Charlotte Region's Critical Home Repair Information Session. We appreciate you joining us tonight, and we want to introduce to some and maybe present our home repair program and talk more about it, what it's all about. And hopefully you will learn something new that you didn't know about Habitat Charlotte Region's critical home repair program. So to start, my name is Sharika Eskridge. I am the Neighborhood Revitalization Coordinator with Habitat Charlotte Region. And with the organization, I primarily work with neighborhoods and I partner, we partner with neighborhoods and work with them to really learn how to, really work with each other. And within we try to engage neighborhoods and other nonprofit organizations and just really develop a relationship with them. Also on the call today, I have Charles Monroe and Miranda Morris, and I am going to give them the opportunity to introduce themselves and tell you more about their work with the organization. Miranda?
Hello, good evening, everyone. I am the Director of Homeowner Services in the Northern Region, and I assist the critical home repair applicants through the process of getting repairs done to their homes.
And Charles?
I'm Charles Monroe. I manage the construction team that does the critical home repair work here in the Charlotte region.
Thank you, Miranda and Charles. So this evening, we're going to go through a couple different things, as mentioned before. We're going to talk about who we are and what we do. We're going to do an overview of the Critical Home Repair Program. And then, of course, we will open up the floor at the end for an opportunity to for you to ask questions. A couple things before we get started. If you notice on the side, you have a question box. So we're going to save all of our questions until the end. And so if you think of something during the presentation that you would like to ask, if you would just type that question in that box, we will address it at the end of the presentation. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So Habitat Charlotte Region's mission is seeking to put God's love into action. Habitat for Humanity brings people together to build homes, communities, and hope. Who we are and what we do. Legacy Habitat Charlotte was founded in 1983 by 7 local churches. Since that time, we have partnered with over 2,000 families through homeownership and our critical home repair programs. One great thing that we want to celebrate this year coming up soon is that Habitat Charlotte Region will celebrate serving 1,000 families through our critical home repair program. And that 1,000 families is consistent between Legacy Habitat Charlotte and Legacy Our Towns affiliates. What are some other things that we do in the Habitat organization? Mostly everybody is familiar with our homeownership program. They know that we build homes, and that's typically, the extent of what they know about us. But in addition to home ownership, we also provide critical home repairs through our critical home repair program. And of course, that's what we're focusing on tonight. So you will learn more about that as we go through the presentation. Additionally, we also have financial literacy through our Money Matters program. And then, as mentioned before as well, we also have an initiative that's called Neighborhood Revitalization. So getting to what we are actually here tonight to talk about, typically the first thing that you want to know when you hear about critical home repair, the same as what you would for home ownership, is how do I apply for it? How do I receive an application? What do I need to do? Who do I talk to? The questions you may initially ask. Well, we have 3 ways that you can request an application from us for critical home repair. The first way is through the critical home repair hotline. You can give us a call and leave your information on that line, and we will get back to you. We will mail you an application through the mail and or online if you prefer it that way. And that hotline number, as you see there, is 704-716-5639. The second way that you can request an application is through email, and that's by emailing us at applications@habitatcltregion.org. And then the third way that you can request an application is through our website. We love for you to go to our website. It's not only just a way to request an application for critical home repair, but it's also another way just to learn about all of what Habitat Charlotte Region offers. And so in this case, you can go to our website, click on that services tab, go to the critical home repair, and then if you scroll down, you'll see where you can request an application from us, and we can email you an application. So again, there are 3 ways to receive an application from us. Call our hotline, email us, or visit our website. Hold on one. Sorry about that, little technical difficulties. Just give us 1 second. Okay, so continuing with how to apply for critical home repair. So after you have put that request in and you've received your application, what do you do next? You want to complete that application, and you want to make sure that you fill out that application completely. We want you to include every single thing that we are requesting, every single page, and making sure that every part of the application, you are providing all of what we are requiring you to provide. Also, of course, please make sure that you sign and date your application and all of the forms that support that application. And why do we want you to do that? Well, because incomplete applications cannot be processed. When we are missing information, we cannot fully process your application. In addition to the application itself, there are more things that we require that you submit with it. And one of those things is a copy of your entire household's um, um, income documentation. And that can include anything from paycheck stubs to Social Security verification to a pension letter. And then if you are self-employed, we want to make sure that you submit your tax returns that will provide your income. We do not accept bank statements as documentation for income. Also, for everyone that lives in your household that is working, we ask that you provide their income as well. Documentation, if they are not working, but they do have income, much like some of the other things that we've named previously, we ask that you provide that income documentation as well to support your application. Another thing that we ask that you do is complete the authorization to release information forms for everyone in your household that is 16 years of age and older. We ask you to do that because we will use that documentation to do your background check. So again, everyone that is 16 years or older in your home, we ask that you complete the authorization to release information form for them. And the next thing that we ask that you do submit to support your application is 60 days of actual complete bank statements for all accounts that you have. So if you have accounts at different bank institutions, we ask that you submit all of those so that it will support your application. And just beware when you are looking at your bank statements. One thing that we've typically found is the bank statements may not always run the 1st through the 30th. You may have bank statements that run from the 15th of the month to the 15th of the next month. So we want you to be mindful of your dates, not necessarily your months, because your months may reflect 2 months on one statement, which may make you think that it's covering 60 days. So be mindful of the actual days on your statement so that you are submitting 60 days and not 30. Because as we mentioned before, if the 60 days are not submitted in support of the application, it could be determined as an incomplete application. And if you are a veteran, we ask that you also submit your DD 214 form in addition to everything mentioned previously. So after you submitted your application, what happens? So your phase 1 is just that. You've submitted it and you've submitted all of your supporting documentation with it. And from that, it is determined if you meet our initial qualifications. Please know that when you are going through the submission process, you may be asked to submit additional documentation, but we will reach out to you and contact you to let you know if we need that additional documentation and what that documentation is. So what's next? Well, it's phase 2, which is the pre-approval. If you meet all the criteria, your application and supporting documentation will be reviewed and pre-approved. And then you move into phase 3. And phase 3 is that home visit phase. And it's now you're pre-approved to participate in the critical home repair program. Your file will be given to Habitat Critical Home Repair team, and they will arrange and conduct a home visit with you to review all of the details of the program. So again, phase 1, you're submitting that application. Phase 2, the pre-approval, and phase 3 is the home visit. So phase 4 is the construction crew visits the home. A member of our construction crew staff will contact you to complete an assessment of your home. This enables us to determine the critical needs to be addressed in your home. So this is a really good phase of our process, because typically when you initially submit your application, you can tell us what some of your critical needs are and what issues you are having, with your home, and what you feel like we need to address. Well, in this visit, it's great because when the construction crew comes out to visit, they may find something during their assessment that you never saw, that you never knew existed. So this is a great time to connect with that construction staff as well, because you've already connected with someone from the critical home repair team, just to learn about your needs and go over different things. And then in phase 5, there's the repair staff follow-up visit. So again, very important. You've had the opportunity to sit with critical home repair staff previously. Then you've had the opportunity to meet and sit with the construction crew when they're going through your assessment of your home. And then you have that follow-up visit from repair staff. And in this phase, the member of the critical home repair team comes back to your home. They discuss all of the findings that that the construction crew found in their assessment. And this is that part of the phase where you will sign your participation contract. You'll receive instructions on when work will begin and your community service hours, and also making payments towards your program participation fee if required. So phase 5 is that last phase that happens right before the work, then the project begins on your home. So, what are some of the things that our critical home repair program addresses? When you are thinking about applying, or if you're just learning about our program, you need to know what we address and what we don't. And so some of those health and safety concerns that we look for when the construction team comes in to assess, it may include, but are not limited to, unsafe roofing or flooring, lack of heat, electrical hazards, plumbing hazards, accessibility needs, and rot damage. And some of those things that we do not address in our critical home repair program are things like cosmetic repairs or painting, cosmetic renovations or remodeling, replacing carpet or flooring, unless for structural reasons, window replacements, unless current windows are rotted or contain lead, and landscaping. So keep those things in mind if you are looking to apply for our program, if you're interested in applying for our program, or if you know someone who may benefit from our program. Keep these things in mind as the things that we do address and the things that we do not address when applying for the program. So here we want to share some of our before and after photos of projects that have been completed with a few of our partner families. And the very first one is a kitchen that was, it was a project for a kitchen. And I'm gonna let Charles kind of talk a little bit about the before and after picture that you see here. So Charles, I know one of the things that we typically, or we've talked about previously, is the flooring that's here in this picture. So if you'll kind of give a little just brief background on what happened with this project.
Sure, yeah. So on this particular home, the kitchen sink, the drainage underneath had rusted out over the years. So she had cast iron waste system under there, and then just years of stoppages from grease or whatever, and then using Drano or whatever to try to unclog those drains. So big section of the pipe had actually rusted out. So all the water that was being used in the kitchen sink was going down inside the wall and then running down along where the floor joist attached. So they had completely rotted out and snapped. So the floor was dropped 22 inches from one side of that room to the other. So significant structural issues going on inside that house. So we were able to, take out the old cabinets. The cabinets were pretty in pretty rough shape as well from some of the water that was getting in a few of those. So new cabinetry and new flooring after I think a new water heater. So that's a countertop water heater that's sitting over beside the washing machine there.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Charles. And Actually, the next photo is of a bathroom that we actually completed. And we talked about, in this particular picture about accessibility. So this is an example of where there was an accessibility issue. And if you could give us just a little bit of background on that one as well.
Yes, yes. So a lot of is our clients most of them are on up in years. I think the average age of our clients is about 70. So you have a lot of issues with arthritis and hip and knee and back issues. So it's very difficult for them to navigate over the tub there that's 15 inches up. So we do a lot of tub to shower conversions that make it a little more accessible, and then also coming in with a higher profile toilet as well. So we'll do bars in bathrooms and just whatever we can to help them navigate the space and those tight quarters in those bathrooms.
All right, thank you, Charles. So these are two examples of some of the issues we've addressed through critical home repair with a couple of our partner families. Of course, as mentioned before, we've served upwards of 1,000 families through this program. And so many other homes have seen before and afters, and we've had the opportunity to enjoy that relationship with our partner families. And we really value the critical harm repair program. It's so important. It's very meaningful. It allows, families to stay in their homes for many, 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 many years to come. It just allows, that family just to not have to worry and stress about so many issues that they may be experiencing in their home. And so we really take pride in the critical harm repair from the time of application to the completion of a project. And we really value the relationship, again, that we build with each family that we partner with through the program. So now it's time for questions. We went through some pretty good information about the program, and so at this point, if there are any questions, if you could please type those in the question box, and we will address them from there. I also want to mention that at the end of our call, if you don't think of a question now, when something comes up, later, and you're thinking, oh, wow, I forgot I could have asked that question, please know that you will receive an email at the end of our presentation where you can submit any additional questions that you think of, and we will address those questions and get an answer back to you. Also, at the end of this presentation, along with the email to submit questions, you will receive a survey, and we ask that you complete that survey. Tell us, what you learned. If you learned valuable information, tell us where you're from. Are you from our northern region, or are you from our southern region? Let us know where you're from, and because we also want to make that connection with you as well. So any questions, we'll be looking into the question box for those. So we do have one. If seniors are on a fixed income, how can they afford the loan payments? So Miranda, I'm going to let you take that question on.
That does vary. If you're on a fixed income and your area median income is below 30%, there's a possibility you won't have a repayment at all. So it's important to move forward with applying, send in that completed application, and we can go from there, because don't disqualify yourself by thinking that you have to have a repayment, because you might not.
Right. Our payment, Miranda is, so it is income based is what we want to make sure we stress as well. And also for seniors and anyone else that is not a senior, it is income based. So far, that's our only question. But if there are others, we'll give it a few minutes. Nothing so far. Again, if anyone has questions that you are thinking of now, go ahead and pop those in the question box. And just want to reiterate, if you think of something after, please feel free to reach out to us through the thank you email that you'll receive from us at the end of the presentation. We'll give it a couple more minutes. Yeah. Okay. Looks like that's the only question. Thank you for your question tonight. And if you have any others, please feel free to reach out to us and we will be happy to address the additional questions that you have. So thank you for joining us this evening. We have enjoyed it, and we hope that you have learned about our critical home repair program. And we are available. Feel free to give us a call if you're interested in our program. And again, want to request an application, you can do that through ways, through our hotline, through email, applications@habitatcltregion.org. And of course, visit our website where you can learn so much more in addition to the critical home repair program, about our home ownership program, about money matters, and just everything that Habitat Charlotte Region affiliate has to offer. Again, thank you for spending a short time with us this evening, and we look forward to hearing from you. I hope you have a wonderful evening. Thank you to Miranda and Charles as well, who joined us tonight. And we appreciate you and your work that you do as well. Have a good evening. Thank you.
Good evening.